Okay. Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice is directed by a piece of shit and stars Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Jesse Eisenberg, Lawrence Fishburne,
Yeah.
Jeremy Irons. Everyone from the main cast of Man of Steel and some new additions. So this movie was highly anticipated by pretty much everyone, comic book fans alike and movie lovers alike, because it's fucking Batman and Superman. Who wouldn't be excited to see it?
Yeah, seriously.
And it came out, we saw it yesterday in IMAX 3D, and it was...
Yeah.
There were some problems with it, but there were also some really good things about it.
Yep.
So basically the story is like Superman is an alien and people are scared of him, and Bruce Wayne is all like, oh man, we gotta do something about it. And the best part about it, which is sort of like given for Zack Snyder movies, is the visuals.
Oh yeah.
The visuals, it was a beautiful
Stunning.
movie. Yeah. Especially the first scene. You want to just make this a spoiler
Yeah,
review?
just make it a fucking spoiler.
Make it a spoiler review, and we're going to start spoiling it right here. So spoiler, you can
Yeah.
put up an alert here if you want to.
If you don't want to fucking watch this, fucking leave.
So this is a spoiler alert and a movie review. It's kind of a tie-in. So the Wayne family death scene, which is, I mean, I don't know why they had it, but they did it really well, and it was visually one of my favorite scenes in the movie because of how beautiful they did it and everything. So that was good. And the visuals are amazing. Zack Snyder can make a really visually beautiful movie. That's, you know, of course. Another good thing that I like was Ben Affleck as Batman.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was great. You know, what do you think?
I thought he was fucking great.
Yeah.
I feel like the best scene there that he was in, where it really showed how muscular Batman was and how rugged he was at the end when he was in the jail with Lex Luthor and he entered the cell. I felt that was probably one of the best scenes with Batman in it, practical wise.
Yeah, that was near the end of the movie. But yeah, Ben Affleck was great as Bruce Wayne and as Batman, so I can't wait to see more of him play Cape Crusader. And yeah, he was very good. I'm glad he was in this, but I mean, now we're going to get into some of the other new characters. Gal Gadot, or Gal Gadot, is Wonder Woman was great. I'm very excited for her movie. Her entrance was nice. Would have been even better had I not seen it already.
Yeah.
In the trailer. So she was great. Wonder Woman was great. Jesse Eisenberg.
He was good at the start,
Good.
but then it just went to shit.
Good and then terrible near the end. Because as far as I know, I don't think I've ever read a comic with Lex Luthor in it, but as far as I know, he's not like a twitching weirdo.
Yeah, exactly.
Clark Kent, Batman. Oh god. So he was good and then bad. Right. Not really sure why they decided to make him Lex Luthor, but it was kind of weird. Jeremy Irons as Alfred was good. Not as good as Michael Caine. I think I said this to you last night. The perfect combination would be a Ben Affleck, Bruce Wayne, and Batman, and a Michael Caine Alfred, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
But he was still good. Who else? That's basically it for the new characters.
Yeah.
So now let's get into some more of the issues.
Lois Lane was in this movie way too much.
Yeah, I feel like she really wasn't needed nearing the second half.
Yeah.
Her character was just sort of thrown in just because she's Lois Lane and, you know, love interest of Superman and whatever, but it basically wasn't needed. And her character made a lot of stupid decisions regarding a spear with, you know, kryptonite on it.
Yeah.
She just threw it in a puddle. Why would you do that? I mean...
Yeah.
So Amy Adams, she was good. She's always good in whatever she's in, but her character wasn't great. The big thing that I hated in this movie was the editing.
Oh yeah.
It was very weird. It was like 1 second Batman will be talking, then all of a sudden you're with Superman, then all of a sudden you're with Lois Lane. It was just very weird, not well edited.
Yeah. At
all, I don't think. And of course, with a Zack Snyder movie, there's a lot of story issues. They were trying to make two movies. Zack Snyder was trying to make two movies at the same time. He was trying to make a Batman movie and a Superman movie at the same time, and it didn't really work well in a lot of scenes, but some scenes it kind of did, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are you going to do? So hopefully, the Justice League movies will be the last movies that Zack Snyder's gonna be making. And speaking about the Justice League, you want to get into that, like the introduction to the next movie?
It was. I felt like it was a little bit forced, but it really kind of worked well with what they were doing. The first time we see, the other Justice League members, they're just kind of doing their own thing. Like, a while back, like you said this last night, Aquaman was, the biggest thing. He was confirmed.
Yeah, everyone talked about Jason Momoa and Aquaman in the movie, and then
he was hardly in it.
He was in it for one scene, and he just stared intensely into the camera.
And then all he did was just swim away.
Yeah, that's it.
Flash, in my opinion, was the best because it was probably the most realistic and more low-key. Cyborg was pretty cool. It put a spin on a newer spin on how he becomes Cyborg with the forget the box's name, and Wonder Woman. It just showed a picture of her from I think it was World War II.
No, I think it was. I don't remember what it was. But
it was some World War.
Yeah, Chris Stuckman really went well into this. Another complaint was how this movie is basically a giant setup for Justice League Part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Of course, with the introduction of all the Justice League characters through an email, and they literally just forced them down our throat just to be like, oh hey, this is going to be a movie. Just care about that. Don't care about the movie you're watching. Yeah. When they could have, just save it for the end credits.
Yeah, seriously.
There was no end credit scene, which is ridiculous. Why is there no end credit scene to Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice? I don't get it. They should have had that introduction for those characters being the end credits, and then just stayed with the focus on all the characters in this movie that weren't a part of the Justice League.
Right.
So yeah, it was basically just a huge setup for those movies, which is, congratulations, Zack Snyder. We get it. You're still doing this shit. Yeah. What else?
The nightmare scene.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to get into. There are a lot of dream sequences in the movie that were visually astounding.
Oh yeah.
But we have seen it. We have already seen the gist of everything in this movie from that one trailer, and you'll know what we're talking about when we mention the trailer. What was spoiled in that trailer? Wonder Woman, Doomsday, the best fight scene, the dream sequences, a lot of the coolest dialogue, and just everything. How many times do we have to hear the red capes are coming, or do you bleed?
Yeah, really.
But yeah, a lot of the dialogue was spoiled, and for those parts that I just mentioned, I did enjoy them in the movie, but I felt like I would have loved them had I not seen them already. Do you agree?
Yeah. Probably one of my most anticipated parts about this movie was the Nightmare Batman. And when that scene came, I was fucking ready for it. And then they got to the fight scene, and I don't know, it felt really weird. I don't know why. It just sounded like you could hear Ben Affleck counting the moves that he was going to do, like, step here, step there, flip him, shoot him. And then I thought it was weird when the parademons finally came in. Thought it was weird once they captured him. All they did was just punch him in the head and he was out. Thought that was weird, but I still love the dream sequence with it's pretty much confirms Darkseid.
Yeah, they were all beautiful, but we already seen them. I'm gonna keep saying that, but it's my biggest problem with this entire movie is the fucking the marketers. What were they thinking when they made this fucking trailer for the movie? They spoiled literally everything. You've basically seen the entire movie. You've seen that trailer.
Really have.
But the coolest thing in the movie, one of my favorite scenes, was the warehouse scene where Batman just fucking annihilates all those guys.
Oh my god.
It was like something straight out of the Arkham games.
Yeah.
Seriously, it was really awesome. Not much humor in the movie. It wasn't very funny except for a few scenes. But
the part where he said, "Oh shit," very little people laughed.
Yeah, people laughed though when Batman saved Martha, and he was like, "I'm a friend of your son's."
Yeah,
that was pretty funny. which is weird because God, what if she had like a different name? Superman would be dead already.
Yeah.
Which
Oh.
spoiler alert, he dies.
Oh yeah. I feel like okay. Remember, well, yeah. Just in general, remember during the dream sequence. Well, this happened during the dream sequence when Batman is caught and Superman kills the two guys, which I thought was pretty fucking cool, but really injustice-like. And he says, "You let her die." And then they showed the scene, the warehouse scene, and he's like, I'm gonna promise you, I'm gonna get Martha." So I'm wondering, it's probably how it works out. If he hadn't have saved Martha, that could have been the end result of it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I agree.
The Flashpoint paradox was really fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for only one thing in the Justice League movie, which is Flash, because I really like Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
I think he's a very charismatic actor, and he's been in a lot of really good things, so he could play a really good Flash.
I really worked too.
Yeah. So I had just mentioned that Superman dies, or does he? The very end scene is just a zoom in on his what's it called? The casket.
Yeah.
That he's in, and then
Some
dirt rises.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think he's dead, but
Yeah.
we will see.
The most he's gonna do is just come back for Justice League. Like I feel like they're gonna be in some kind of peril, and it's either gonna be confirmed that he's alive and he's either recuperating from it, and he comes back in part 2, or he just comes back in part 1, and then so on and so forth.
I think they're gonna not have him in part 1,
Yeah.
and then they're just gonna have like a little end scene where he is returned, and then he's gonna be all in part 2, and then stuff's gonna happen in that.
I could easily see that.
Yeah. By the way, both are directed by Zack Snyder. So
Oh
we'll
yeah.
see.
It could really possibly suck.
Yeah.
Really good.
So another thing, Doomsday, that he's just in the movie, looks like a fucking troll, has no dick, but he has an ass.
Okay, the cave trolls from
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. That's him.
That's pretty much what he looks like.
Yeah.
And he's in it, and he kills Superman, and there's a battle. The battle was good. All the action scenes were very well done.
One of my biggest problems with Doomsday was whenever he got like a new power, say like when he got fucking struck by the laser vision or got the nuke, he'd always do these massive explosions which would just take out everything.
Yeah, still a lot of destruction in this one, just like in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
A lot of casualties.
Unnecessary casualties.
Yeah. But for a character who literally kills Superman in the comics, he didn't feel too important to me.
He really didn't.
Yeah.
Now, he wasn't scary.
No. Just Doomsday. I mean, just a big blob, big troll
Yeah.
that killed Superman. But really, this movie should have been called Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and Lois Lane versus Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And I guess Doomsday. Overall, I mean, there are a lot of good parts and there are a lot of bad parts. But I enjoyed it, and I did enjoy it more than Man of Steel, because I could see myself watching that again.
Oh, yeah.
But not Man of Steel. Man of Steel is just not a good movie. So that's it.
Oh, we didn't talk about the fight between two of them.
Oh, right, the most important part. The whole movie is building up to that, and it's very good. Batman fucking kicked Superman's ass for the majority of the fight, and it was very, very cool.
It was one of my favorite parts of the whole fight is when the gas wears off and Superman's up against the wall. He starts rising, and you just see the fear come out of Batman.
Yeah. Oh, another thing. This is a super long review. I think this is going to be our longest review.
Yeah.
But Batman kills people in this, not only in the dream sequences, because if he had just done it in the dream sequences, I would have been fine. But he does. He shoots people, and he has a huge machine gun, and he fucking makes people explode. And
yeah.
Some people didn't like this. I don't know if he does kill people in the comics, but if he did, then I'm fine with it. But if he doesn't, then I'm not fine with it, because it's kind of weird. Because that's one of the coolest parts about Batman is how he sort of teeters on good guy versus bad guy, and what keeps him on the good guy side is that he doesn't kill people.
He seems really lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I'm gonna assume this is after Joker leaves or dies, and after Robin dies.
Yeah.
So he's really torn. Also, I read a comment on Reddit about what I just said and how it would have been better to make a Batman movie. Sorry about that. Just his camera ran out of space, so we just had to delete some stuff.
Being fucking gay.
But what I was saying was, what's cool about the upcoming Civil War movie between Captain America and Iron Man is that we've had 3 Iron Man movies and 2 Captain America movies. So we already know a lot about these characters, and by the time Civil War gets released, we'll all be excited to see the 2 going against each other and shit. But we've only had 1 new Superman movie, and the last Batman movie we had was The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
So I don't get how some people are supposed to really care about what's happening. I would have preferred had they made a Batman movie before this one and then released it. I think that would have been better.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing with a lot of people that questioned the movie, that they were concerned how, Marvel has been doing this for like 15 years, and then DC just jumps in there, and they're like, I think in post with Wonder Woman, they just put out Batman vs Superman, and they just started Justice League Part 1. I mean, they're really kicking some ass with making these movies really fucking fast, which I feel like they just need to slow down and take their time.
Yeah. So that's about it. This has been a really, really long video, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and give our grades. What are you gonna give this movie?
I'm gonna give this movie C+.
C+? I'm gonna go B. Just a B. Semi disappointed, but also not really disappointed. I'm very in the middle of this.
Yeah, same.
It was good, but it was not good at the same time. So hopefully Civil War is good, and hopefully Suicide Squad is good.
Yeah.
It's actually the one I'm now really excited for is Suicide Squad. Okay, we had to redo the ending. Link in bio for Twitters and our channels. That's it. Bye.
No, we're not done yet.